Welcome back to the Sound for More channel, and welcome back to another tutorial and demonstration. Today I have the pleasure to introduce you to Pure Strings by Instruments Lab. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Additionally, if you would like to support what I do, please check the instruction contained in each video description. Thank you again. So, we are inside AUM, so AUv3 compliant plugin. As you can see, I have only an audio channel and I have Pure String as a audio source, and I have connected it to my external keyboard, which I definitely recommend as a small MP controller. So that is really great. So if you are familiar with applications from Instruments Lab, and this is version 1.1.2, you will be immediately accustomed to the user interface. At the heart of it, you have a Morphpad, which is what you have in the middle, which you can move around, and you can see those icons here around the circle. And as you move them between one to the other, it will morph the sound between one instrument to the other. It's quite good. It brings what you normally had in terms of strings, instruments in desktop, in terms of virtual instrument, to actually the iPad, to the mobile platform in terms of quality, of course. It is roughly 1 gigabyte, so it takes up a little bit of space. So there's a lot of material in there, and indeed it has also support for multiple articulations, so 9 articulation in terms of how the instrument have been sampled inside. As you can see, you can move the Morphpad, and you can see you can move to a staccato type of sound. And you notice immediately that there is a repetition. You have actually an arpeggiator, which we didn't really have before in previous version of application from Instruments Lab, like Pure Piano, for example. You can disable and enable it from here. So you can move from a staccato type of sound to something more like harmonic. To something like you have a trill. Very good for suspense type of sound. A tremolo. That's great. A string machine. And that's great, of course. Again, if you want to have that type of instrument to use certain movies and to have that background type of sound, more of a tape sound. Absolutely fantastic. Or something like more like a pizzicato. Of course, you might hear a little bit of sound beyond the pizzicato, but that is because you're morphing between the different type of instrument. And indeed, you can morph into finally a synth type of instrument. Remember, you have this control here, so you can use it to make the sound more expressive. That's great. So the ability to morph between different type of sounds is actually quite appreciated. So here you can, as I mentioned earlier, enable the arpeggiator, which of course will not work on a synth type of sound, but if you go for a pizzicato, it will work straight away. If you press here where you have this pencil, you go in edit mode where you can change the position here of the different instrument. You can change here the rate for the arpeggiator, and the direction, of course, in terms of up, down, etc., etc. Absolutely fantastic. If you are familiar again with the previous application from Instruments Lab, you know that you have other controls. You can go to the effect section here, and you have an equalizer, you have control for the reverb and also delay. They are really nice in terms of representation. You can bypass each individual control by the instead of being controlled by the Morphpad, but to have it controlled by yourself manually. So in this case, you have the free band. You can then change the gain. Similar to the reverb as well, right? So you can disable to be controlled by the Morphpad, and then you can change the amount, the time, and of course the decay. Amount, time, and damping, sorry, not decay. And then, of course, the delay as well. I like the representation of the delay. In this case, you can see you change the amount, and this bar comes up to represent the delay occurring, right? So there and there, and then you can, of course, change the timing. Okay, you can see here it says 1 second, 2 seconds, and then you can change the feedback. You can see there are more bars appearing to signify you will have a delay being repeated through a longer feedback. So that's absolutely fantastic. Here you can change the velocity response from linear, soft, hard, and fixed. So this is helpful in terms of changing it to your liking in terms of style. Here you can change some of the settings. You can go on voice mode, which can be optimized, minimal, economical, maximum, depending, of course, on your device capability. You can adjust the overall volume. You can enable liquid morph or not. These are all things which I explained in the previous tutorial. So just look at one of the previous videos of, for example, pure upright or pure piano, etc., etc. So pretty straightforward, really. And then here at the bottom left, you have the selection of preset. But so we've gone through some of those already, and then of course you can add your own as well. Okay, in this screen here as well, beyond adjusting the velocity, you can adjust the master tuning. You can transpose it up and down. Okay, you can change how the tuning is spread around the register, and also you can have concertino as well if you want that active or not. So it dumps a little bit the sound as well. So overall is really great. I don't know if you managed to observe the DSP usage. So you saw that going up to 20%. This is an iPad Pro with an one chip. In terms of what it exposes as a U parameter, you can see you have the Morphpad coordinates and dynamics, which is really good. That means that you could record, for example, with an external sequencer and a melody, and then, of course, you can modulate the position of the pad horizontally, vertically, X and Y, and also the dynamics, which then allows you to control how pure strings perform. So overall, absolutely great addition to the set of products from E-Instruments Lab. I definitely recommend it because now you have that desktop quality inside your mobile device, your iPad. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.